So today is June 1st, 2020, and all day I've been thinking about how if we're really going to have a humanity of equality and love for all races and all types, then we can't achieve this one love and this equality by focusing on separation. And of course, that's easy to do with the situation that's going on in the United States right now, and of course, a white police officer killing a black man cruelly so. And of course, another thing I've been thinking about is knowing that God is our awareness, and therefore, God is playing every role on earth. God is playing the role of the victim and the perpetrator, and there is no person on earth, no matter what color their skin, that God isn't in. And I've been imagining how wonderful it would be if, well, I've been imagining that what's really going on, instead of protests that contain violence as well as peaceful protests, is that we're all trying to change ourselves before we change the world, that we're all understanding that we must change our insides before we can change the outside. And so instead of protests, we're all taking part in a worldwide meditation on love and going within ourselves to find how we're all the same within. And I was starting to feel really restless because I got on Instagram for a second to post a picture of my dog here in Guatemala, Tachi, with my laundry hanging up inside. And then I went to click on just a few friends' stories, and I saw how everyone is, there's this movement going on of sending all the love to people of color, which I love because it's sending love to anyone. But I was also thinking, how can we hope to promote togetherness by emphasizing separation, no matter in what way we're doing it, by focusing on how someone is beautiful because of their color at all? How can that promote just seeing the beauty in humanity no matter what the color? And so I was beginning to feel really restless and wondering how I could best communicate, best help, really. And I was feeling so restless and really the most restless I felt in days and weeks maybe. And so I went to my old friend meditation and got centered and went into it and was feeling a lot more peaceful. And then something came to me. Lately I've been creating my future, creating new neurocircuitry in my brain and new emotions by imagining my future partnership with my life partner and feeling what that will feel like, but also devoting a lot of that imagination to what that person will look like. And, down to his hair color and how long his hair is and all of these things. And so I was, imagining him being here with me and how comforted I would feel and what we would talk about in regards to what's going on and how we would imagine something better and, fix ourselves in order to truly help fix, to truly help reveal the truth of the world outside. But this is why meditation is so beautiful, and I hope that this is how I feel like I can really help, is by this realization that I had about myself. So as I'm thinking about, wow, we're not going to realize the oneness of the world, or we're not going to realize the truth that inner movement creates outer reality when we're so focused on the outside, and on details like skin color, no matter where the focus goes, when we're focused on those. And then I realized in all of these imaginings about my future partner, so many of them have been devoted to what his body will look like. And so here I am, again, trying to change the outer world with these thoughts of thinking, okay, how can I say that focusing on skin color, focusing on the outer world we're missing the point. And meanwhile, I've been imagining my future partner, and yes, I've been imagining the feeling that he'll give me, but I've really been imagining what he'll look like. And in truth, I've really limited the possibility, because what's most important to me is my spiritual connection with this person, how this person makes me feel, and these values, these timeless, eternal truths, like, integrity, honesty, affectionate, loving, caring, dedicated, curious, expressive, open, things like this that have nothing to do with the package that it comes in. Just like our worth as humans has nothing to do with the package that we come in. And then I realized how much of my time I had been dedicating to thinking about what he would look like, how tall he would be, what his hair would be like, what color of eyes he would have, what culture he would come from. And I also realized that it hadn't even entered my mind to think that I was definitely imagining, from blonde to red-haired to, since I'm in South America, maybe someone Latino, but it hadn't even occurred to me that he could be African American or African or Middle Eastern or all of these things. And I realized how much I've been limiting creating the future in the way I want to feel through focusing on these outer characteristics that are not what's actually important to me. What's important to me is the spirit of this person. What's most important to me is that this is someone I can trust absolutely and utterly, and make a life with. It doesn't matter what that person looks like. It's this feeling of utter trust and creating a life together from that place of just utter trust and respect and love for God, love for the divine, love, understanding of and practice of the divine creations we are together. So I just wanted to talk about this because hopefully it comes across that it's an example of, I could have put a lot of focus on all of these things in the outside to prove that, of course, I outwardly want to put forth the expression that it's what's inside that matters, and that I believe only cultivating love for others inside and through meditation is what can produce it in the outer world, that only by us focusing on envisioning the world that we would like to see and how we would like that world to make us feel included, loved, cared for, respected, no matter what the outside is like. But meanwhile, here I was, and only going into meditation revealed this to me, and it's the most comforting feeling that I've had all day, because I feel that by realizing this about myself and sort of rooting out this oversight of my own, this is how I can really help open myself to live on the outside the truth that it's what's inside that counts, and it's what the eye can't see that matters. It's our spirit, it's our humanity, it's not what we look like. And by realizing something very specific in myself through meditation, that I was focusing on the outer characteristics of my husband, my future husband, just as much as I was focusing on how he would make me feel, well, then I can't sit here thinking I'm going to change the outside world by saying we need to focus on the inside instead of the outside, and we're not ever going to realize that it's not the outside that matters until we go inside. And today I realized the part that I've played in limiting humanity, even with my own imaginings, by putting import on the outside, when it's the feeling and the experience and the soul and the spirit that connects us.